Hello, my name's Chris Burns. I'm a personal trainer from Lancashire. So I've been a personal trainer for over 10 years and I wanted to do it from an early age. Basically from school I was always into fitness and I was always competitive, so the army really was the only option for me in my view. I did a short stint in the army. Being a PTI within the army wasn't an option for me, so when I came out I went to Blackburn College and I studied level 2 gym instructing for 12 months. I worked part-time in a warehouse, and then for a further 6 months I did level 3 personal training, and then I managed to get a job at the Duncan House in the gym, and that's where I acquired most of my client base. And then a few years at the Duncan House and then I set up on my own in my studio. In terms of working with clients who've got disabilities, it's not really a specialty. Every personal trainer has been taught or educated in that sense to work with clients with disabilities, but generally when you meet someone who's got something that's limiting their abilities, it's a case of building on that as a personal trainer, working with that client over the weeks and months, finding out what they respond better to, what exercises are better for that individual, and then elaborating from that over the time that you're with that client. So what I find with clients with disabilities is it helps me learn more, and it helps me in terms of my personal progression as well as their own. So we work together really, and it's a much more gratifying experience when somebody achieves something when they've come from a more difficult background to begin with. So in terms of tailoring a workout for clients with various disabilities, it's pretty much once they've filled out the forms online, so they'll tell me what disability they've got, what their problems are, I can then research that in my own time before I meet that person, and then I can start to build a program mentally before I write it down. Once I meet that client, we'll go through some of the mental workout that I've put together, and then I will adapt that on paper, on Microsoft Excel or whatever, and then we just change it, we adapt it week to week based on what they respond to better. Public gyms, your big branded gyms, they're all inclusive for people with disabilities. I think the main problem is a lot of people aren't aware that you can go to a public gym and seek advice from a personal trainer or a gym instructor, and you could also have them do your program. And a lot of the time as well, gyms now have got some fantastic equipment, and there's a lot of equipment now that has been designed around people with disabilities. So I've got a lot of equipment in here and it's all adaptable and usable for anyone. So I can't really speak for any gyms in particular, but the last gym I worked in at the Duncan House Hotel, we used to have disabled access, and I used to work with a lot of people who had disabilities. One woman had cerebral palsy. We used to bring her in a motorised wheelchair, and it took a while for us to figure out which machines were best for her, but basically it ended up being a really good thing for that person, because we could, over the few months that we started, she actually did the same routine as everyone else would do, with some adaptations involved. The advice I'd give to someone who is disabled or got a particular illness or whatever that wants to start a fitness journey is it's never too late to start a fitness journey, and there is absolutely nothing that isn't helped by exercise except a broken bone. But even that, you can work around it. If you've got a good personal trainer and a good exercise routine, you will feel 100% better by exercising and starting your routine. There's nothing that you cannot do, absolutely nothing. If you've got a good PT, you can work around anything. And at the end of the day, your body needs exercise. You need that skeletal muscle, and you will not get it unless you exercise. Particularly as you get older, you lose muscle mass anyway, and that has a knock-on effect on your endocrine system, which is your hormones. That can make you feel 10 times worse if you don't exercise. So exercise is a must. It doesn't have to be super intense. You don't have to train like an Olympic athlete. You just have to get moving and you have to work them muscles, and that's going to make you feel better long term. So get to a gym and get a personal trainer. It's never too late, and there's nothing, no disability, no injuries, no illnesses that aren't made better through exercise.